Preacher boy.
Kevin Samuels has transitioned into the afterlife at the young age of 57 years old. And the way some of you black chicks is slandering this man and his death is grossly despicable. Gutta And Saved, they can't stand me.
I need to really say this. I take no particular pride or pleasure in doing shows like this because I know it triggers certain black women. I know they do. I know some of them get pissed. I've heard women on YouTube saying things that they don't watch the show end to end, and I'm not gonna, and that's not gonna change anything because there are far more women and far women who are listening. And who are the recipients? The women who listen end to end and are saying, "Well, you've changed my life. You've helped me look at this way or that way." Those women are benefiting. And guarantee when those women come into contact with men doing something, they all benefit. We're better off working with each other, trying to understand one another. You know, none of us are perfect. Certainly not me. I ain't shit. I got a lot of problems. It's like anybody else. We all got issues. But just like Ice Cube, when the brother steps up to do something, support. Find ways to support. Even if you have an issue with something he's doing, can you find 4 or 5 things about it that you like before you start off with the one thing you don't like? Because you cannot keep paying black men in this ain't shit box. They don't all fit there. And brothers are starting to push back and say, no, 51% of us are single and childless and 64% in the middle class. They're here. Can you interact with them just in a peaceful, civil way? If you never get married and never have kids, can you have a higher quality of life? Can you just be happy? Can you stop walking through life with your hands up ready to fight the reflection of you, the opposite sex reflection of you? I don't walk through life looking at black women as though they're my enemy. And I would hope that for the black women who this applies, you stop walking through life assuming that black men are somebody to challenge, somebody to overcome, to struggle against. We don't need that.
Y'all already know how this YouTube algorithm works. So I'm going to need y'all to smash up that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that bell for notification to stay plugged in with your boy. Now, I wasn't directly a fan of Kevin Samuels. However, there was things that he spoke about that I agreed with. Now, on the other hand, there was things that he spoke about that I didn't agree with, but that's life. Heck, people who know me personally know I don't agree with too much of nothing anybody say 100% unless it's scriptural and in context. But yo, you black women, right, have reached an all-time low. So much so, man, I bet even the devil was shocked by some of the stuff y'all have been saying about this dude and his death.
My minions. I'm sorry, I just can't do this today.
Man, I went over to black Twitter and black TikTok, and some of the stuff you women are saying about this man and his death, it's almost like y'all feel like he caused the pain in y'all life. It's almost y'all treat him like he's that toxic ex that hurt you beyond repair or something. I was going to post some of the videos in the comments and some of the memes that these chicks been putting out, man. But man, I'm like, man, I ain't even gonna get like that, man. I don't feel like being petty Pendergrass today. But all y'all gotta do is hashtag Kevin Samuels' name on Twitter and on TikTok, and y'all see some of the crazy memes and videos that these women are putting out about this man and his death. Real rap, man, that's like borderline conniving evil. Like, that's an evil I've never seen before, man. And y'all treating this man like, real rap, y'all treating this man like he the one that hurt y'all directly, like he's the one that inflicted the pain on y'all. Like, he was an online presence, that's it, who stated his opinions based upon the life that he was living and the women he was dealing with. But y'all treat him like he did that to y'all. Like, it's crazy the hate that this man is getting. Now again, I wasn't a fan of him. I didn't go to his page and, you know, and subscribe to his channel and look at his videos. I didn't. I seen clips. I did catch some of his videos on the fly, and that was about it. You didn't have to agree with how he presented himself and how he came off. You didn't have to agree with that. All you had to do was chew the meat and spit out the bone. And if you didn't like the meat that he was putting out, you didn't have to eat the meat at all. You could have just threw it out and kept it moving. But nah, y'all was indulging in his content. It's almost like y'all wanted to find a reason to hate this man. And the more he spoke about women, the more y'all hated this man, ignoring the fact that for years this man used to get on black men. He used to get on black men. And guess what? A lot of that content is still on his page. All you gotta do is go back a few years. He dogged men for a lot of years. And rightfully so, because a lot of us black men haven't been the right men for our women because of a lot of reasons. I'm not gonna get into all the reasons on this episode, but for a lot of reasons. And the stuff he was saying about us black men is correct. Now, I agree with when he said, yo, if you 35 and you got kids, yo, listen, you're like leftovers. I agree with that. Let me tell you why I agree with that. I'm 41. I got kids. If I was single, I wouldn't get mad at the fact that a woman see me as leftovers because I am leftovers. But let me tell you something about leftovers. If leftovers is preserved correctly, they still have a chance to be eaten the next day. You still have a chance the next day or the day after, if y'all catch where I'm going. So I don't mind being leftovers because I am leftovers, but it's really about taking accountability, seeing my faults and my failures, and get back in the game, polish myself up, and you know what I mean, and do what I have to do. But y'all didn't do that with Kevin Samuels. Y'all looked at him as an enemy, because you didn't want to hold yourself accountable. But you know what? I'm not even gonna get into that on this show because that's another topic for another day. I am not defending Kevin Samuels' approach and how he delivered his message. I'm not. What I have said things a little bit differently, yes, but there's things that we all can do differently in our lives. So it's not for me to critique another man on his delivery. Now, do I believe he knew what he was doing? Yes, he knew what he was doing. He was an intelligent man. He knew how he was coming off. Just like you know how you coming off when you cuss people out and you get in all that attitude. You know what you're doing. So you can't knock that man on his approach and how he do things. All you had to do was just keep it moving and not pay too much attention to what he was doing. But no, y'all wanted to keep watching him, because y'all liked being entertained by some of the stuff he said. This man had 1.4 million followers, and most of his followers, they were women. It was you women who was calling into his shows, getting his advice, trying to pick his brain and trying to see how men are. And he critiqued y'all as well. You may not like his delivery and his approach, but guess what? Some of the stuff he was saying about men and women is facts. If we just sit back and analyze ourselves, we would know that to be true. But anyway, y'all called his show. Y'all made his viewership go up. Y'all will subscribe to his channel. So obviously there was something there that y'all wanted to hear from him. Because on the other hand, he did help a lot of people. A lot of men corrected themselves. Now, did he birth a lot of YouTubers of misogynistic men who borderline hate women? Yes. I am not going to say he didn't, because now those men, they don't know how to characterize themselves in the right way. But there was some videos he posted about marriage, and he was posting about men getting themselves together before pursuing women. Like y'all ignore those videos. Y'all totally ignore those videos. He was getting at men, broke men, and he was even talking about, well, if your penis size is small, you better work on making a lot of money, because that's going to get you to attract the woman that you want. Y'all ignore that stuff when he was talking about men. But anyway, here's what's funny, and then I'm gonna wrap this up because I really don't want this to drag out too long. Most of you women take pride in being a bad chick. Y'all take on that attitude. Y'all take on that alpha female posture. Y'all take on this boss chick standards, but can't take the energy when it comes back at you from a man. Y'all call him misogynistic. He hates women. He's toxic, and all the other derogatory stuff y'all say about men. As if us men can't take pride in our ability to be masculine and be alpha. Now, I'm not talking about the toxic stuff. I'm talking about the straightforward men that tells it how it is in a loving and caring way. You know, us men who take pride in providing for our women and taking care of our households. No, but anyway, Y'all act like us men can't take pride in nothing. Let me tell you something, man. Real rap, I feel like the black man today is like literally becoming an endangered species. Now I'm talking about the strong black man, because even when we take pride in taking care of our families and providing and trying to be better, it's you, some of you black women out there that like kind of like bring us down. Y'all look for fault in us as if y'all don't want us to be great. Yes, some of us men are straightforward. I am a straightforward person. Anybody who knows me will tell you I'm straightforward and to the point. I ain't got time to be beating around the bush and making subtle lies just to get something from you. No, I'm gonna tell you straight from the gate. See, the problem is a lot of women these days like to be lied to. As much as they say they don't, they want a straight shooter, but when they get a straight shooter guy who's straight to the point to tell you what they want and how you want it, y'all look at him as toxic. Now there's men toxic out there. There's toxic men out there, but not all of us are toxic. Some of us know what we want and how we want, and we know how to tell you how to give it to us. Now, just because you don't know how to reciprocate that energy by telling us what you want and how you want it so we can know how to give it to you, don't look at us like we're the problem. And real, yo, I feel sorry for a lot of you single men out there, man, because, man, these black women is celebrating this man's death, and I can only imagine what they would say and do to you behind closed doors if y'all get into a little small altercation and y'all get into it. Shoot, we just seen the chick in Florida, stab her man in the shoulder or whatever, and he ended up dying, man, like over that because she couldn't control or manage her anger. She was a white chick, but you black chicks are border. You know what? I ain't even gonna say that. Now, this is just me thinking. But I wonder if they really put in a strong effort to bring this man back to life. Like the EMTs and the nurses, I wonder if they really put in an effort to bring him back to life after finding out who he was. Because after seeing all the stuff that these women is posting on the internet about this man, I don't think a lot of women would have cared to see him alive ever again. Like, real rap. But that's crazy. And another crazy thing is the chick that was with him that he met from the night before who called 911 is a nurse. Now, there's a lot of speculations and conspiracies going on, man, about all this stuff. I don't know. I'm not going to get into all the speculations and the conspiracies, but to me, it's a lot of fishy stuff going on right here, man. It really is. But I'm really blown away by how a lot of these black women are acting or reacting towards this man's death and the stuff that they are saying in the memes that they are putting up. And he didn't do nothing to them personally. He was just an online presence who had an opinion on his interaction with women, man. But another thing I find crazy that, man, a lot of you women will celebrate these rappers calling y'all bees, hoes, and all this stuff. And y'all would sing along to their music. Y'all would twerk to their music and all that crazy stuff. Y'all would let them run through y'all like a runaway train, and y'all still love and honor them and hold them to a higher standard. But then you got a brother like Kevin Samuels, who, was a successful man in his life, minus the 2 divorces he had. His approach was a little bit aggressive and, straightforward, but he wasn't a bad man. He didn't promote murder. He didn't promote violence. He didn't promote putting hands on black chicks and all that stuff. But y'all are mad at him because how he delivered his message. That's crazy, man. That just blows my mind, man. I don't agree with a lot of stuff Candace Owens says. I don't agree with how she delivered it most of the time. But I would not celebrate her death if something was to happen to her. Like, she's still a sister at the end of the day, regardless of her political views and the stuff she say about her mouth about black people. That regardless of all that stuff, I may not agree, but I don't want to see her hurt or harmed. Scripture says in Proverbs 24, verse 17, do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and do not let your heart be glad when he stumbles. I'm watching a lot of y'all women. I've personally came across a Christian woman who said hallelujah to the fact that this man was dead. Wow. Then the other thing is, y'all laughing and saying he died alone, but technically he didn't die alone. Ladies, let me help y'all understand something about us men, and from a man's point of view. Kevin Samuels was divorced twice. A lot of us men usually don't get remarried after the first one that failed. Most men will rather play around in these streets because it's easier that way. Divorce take a bad toll on men's lives, and we usually don't want to go back through that again. When you're older, you don't want to go through that again, especially when you have a lot to offer. If you lost a lot in your first marriage, your house, some of your money, your pension, and all that stuff, the kids and all that stuff, you don't want to go. A lot of men don't want to go through that again. So a lot of men, they rather play around in the streets now. So I'm sure Kevin Samuels at the age of 57 didn't really want to remarry. And we know that he probably didn't want to remarry because he would have a lot to lose if he was to remarry again. And y'all acting like that. Y'all acting like he probably couldn't find a wife. He was Kevin Samuels. Everybody knew he had money. A lot of women knew he had money. A lot of women knew his position. So I'm sure if he wanted to be married again, he could have remarried. Some woman out there would have married Kevin Samuels. My heart goes out to his family, his friends, his kids, his mom, and all of them. My heart goes out to him. And Kevin Samuels, I pray God have mercy on your soul. This episode of Gutta And Saved was brought to you by Pharaoh Hair Experience, located in Philadelphia, PA. If you want to experience the royal hair treatment and you're in the Philadelphia and surrounding areas, be sure to go to hairpharaoh.as.me/schedule, or you could just call for your appointment, 267-262-4655. Also, you could check out Pharaoh Hair _experience on Instagram for all info, for all styles, for the Pharaoh Hair Experience. If you're a gutter and you're definitely a saint, don't be afraid to let the world know. Go to gasmerch.com and check out all our exclusive sweatshirts, t-shirts for men and women of all sizes. Gasmerch.com, exclusive, innovative, and the hottest merch thus far. Gasmerch.com. It's your boy Reese Johnson. This is the Gutta And Saved podcast. You already know they can't stand me. I stay dropping the facts. I stay bringing the truth. And if it's in the headlines, I'm bringing it to you, man. I really appreciate y'all for rocking out with me, and I holla at y'all on the flip. Peace.
I'd say that was a pretty successful broadcast.